Alright, I finished the minecart elevator and also the way down, and I just put a half slab over top of the ladder because I'll be filling in where this dirt is all the way down with spruce wood, so the ladder can still be kept there without being seen as sort of an emergency entrance. And if you hop down here, which will again be lined with spruce wood, we have the quick and easy way of getting down, and then the minecart elevator, which just works on the basis of hopping into the minecart above you, as so. So it is a quick way to get right up to the surface. Unfortunately, it's a huge pain to actually build, so I'll probably just be using a regular ladder at all the other stops on the subway. But I think that having this here is just something nice to have. And as I was working on putting in the stairway down, I kept hearing zombies, so I decided to investigate, and lo and behold, we have a dungeon right underneath here. So if we just pop that there, we should be able to torch it from here. Alright. This looks like it's a pretty big dungeon. I should be able to get a ton of moss stone from this. Yeah. What's in this chest first? Ooh, saddle, bucket, iron, bread, cocoa beans. Screw it, let's just hop in. Stupid mouse glitching. Okay then. I'm not sure if I want to just like light this up or what. Because, ooh, oh, you kidding me? This is 3 copies of that disc I have now. Oh well. It's just nice. That's the first disc I've actually gotten from a dungeon, which is pretty cool. Alright, not sure if I want to keep this here and use it for a XP farm or what. It's a bit close to the station to really be that useful, because I don't want to have to be constantly hearing the noises of zombies. Yeah, I think I'll mine it up and get like no XP from it. That's cool. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna mine up this moss stone and continue working on stuff, because I've shown you everything that's sort of been done, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I got a little bit carried away again, and I actually finished like the exterior and most of the interior of the subway station actually. So, as you can see, just nice little roof going back into the dirt there. And I'll just cover over with snow again since it is snowing. Went with my plan of having an item frame with a minecart in it, so I mark that it's the subway station. Looks pretty cool. And then we have the interior. Wooden slabs along the sides, redstone lamps in the ceiling, and a nice little smooth walkway down. Some more redstone lamps, some moss stone just for accents and stuff. A whole bunch of chests, they're all empty. Just for now, they'll probably end up getting filled up with cobblestone at some point anyway. Got a nice clock in the middle, or like a pillar with clocks on it. One on each side. the redstone lamp. So aside from just these little torches in the sides here and a few more at the back, well, these ones aren't even 100% necessary for it to be actually really nicely lit in here. I just decided to put them in because it gives it a bit more of a detail to it. And if you come back here, there's again more of the same there, just some wooden stuff going on there. And the minecart elevator, and of course just the trap door here, which if I open up, yep. And some wood in here all the way up. Not going to go all the way back up though, because that takes just a little bit too long. And I've started making the paths for the subway. I've started heading along in this direction now, because if I continue going along this way, this will be the part of the path that leads to down here, the skeleton spawner, which is awesome. And of course the ender chest there. So this will be made into a nice little walkway coming down from the track, which will be right about here. So if I head back quickly, let's run. No idea where those zombies are, but I'm pretty safe in the areas that I am building. So shouldn't have to worry too much about anything bad happening. And I've got a chest here just with some supplies. I have supplies, obviously, as you can tell, for an ender chest, which I will put in here when this area is a bit more built up and looking nice. Got my crafting table there. And this, of course, extends all the way down to the main market area, and this will need another offshoot to the left, like just a small thing, which will have a ladder up to the rogue city and the crucible. So if you look at the map, you can see exactly where we are, which is pretty central. Nice place to have Grand Central Station. And the thing that I want to work on next for this is this little area that I have hollowed out back here. It'll probably end up needing to be hollowed out a hell of a lot more, but it's the reason that I have the 2 stacks of stone and all that redstone is I want to be able to have a nice little stop selector right here, so I can select exactly which stop I want to end at, and then be able to hop into the minecart and off I go, and eventually keep going past all the stops that I don't want to go to, and then only stop at the spot where I do want to end up. But of course I don't have all the stops decided yet. I do have 4 that I know I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do the long haul, the crucible, the town center, or like the shopping district, more or less, and the skeleton spawner. But I will need to have one for the spire, as well as any other places of note that I decide to do that I decide should be included in the subway tunnel. And I also want to make the tunnel look really, really nice. I don't want it to be all just opened up like this. That's why I dug it out so big. It is just going to be the one rail track going the entire length. So it won't be like one here, then one here. No, it's just where these torches are. That's just going to be the exact center of it. And I want it to be, again, really nice looking, which will absolutely like rape my resources. I'm probably going to go with cobblestone as much as I can, maybe some wood here and there. But what I do want to do for sure is, instead of having torches down here, have like netherrack torches sort of incorporated into the wall and possibly the floor. But I also brought my tripwire hooks down here and some string, because what I want to be able to do is set up a dispenser that will shoot out a cart onto the track. So as soon as I get, like, take a step close to the track, it'll pop out a cart right in front of me that I can just hop in and take off in. So first things first, I do need to try and figure something out for a circuit here, which means it's a whole bunch of experimenting, which takes a whole lot of time and resources as well. So that's something that I'm going to have to do off camera quick, but I will be right back and show you closest that I can get to a working circuit, if not a really well working circuit, that will also have the ability to be expanded on if needed. So I will go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, after a fair deal of messing around with some circuits, mainly in just a super flat creative world, just that I don't burn out all my resources and I don't mine away huge areas that I don't entirely need. I couldn't really find any circuits that worked, so I came back to the Let's Play world and just started trying to mess around with what I did have, and I actually ended up stumbling onto something that works out pretty darn well. Originally I wanted to have buttons and have it so that, like, you set it to one track, and that, or you pick one stop and then that'll be the stop, and then if you pick a different stop, all the others get reset, so there'll only ever be one stop at a time. But that was really complicated to try and do, and I'm not that great with redstone. So what I did instead was I'll just end up using a lever one and have signs above the lever saying which destination it's going to be, and if you pull the lever, the redstone lamp that's above it actually lights up, so you can tell exactly which destination that it is that you've chosen. Right now I only have the sign for the crucible, which will be the first stop heading in that direction, which will be the direction that the cart always goes. So the last stop will, by default, pretty much always be the skeleton farm, but it's not too far of a walk anyway from Grand Central Station, so I would probably just end up going to overland most of the time anyway. This is more for the distant areas, so more the ones that will end up being like in the middle. But the way it works is, behind all the levers there is torches set up as inverters, and then a row of blocks above them, and on top of those some redstone torches which are turned off from the inverters. So when you hit the switch it turns on, and then the light that's right in front of it lights up like so. And what I want to do is, now I need to expand this out further along like this, and put in some repeaters to stop any crosstalk going on. I'm not putting one here because I can get away with just putting a piece of redstone there, or redstone dust, because those won't interfere with each other. Actually, that wouldn't interfere either. So I can sort of just go along like this. And that's saving resources right there. Even though I do have about 2,000 redstone dust collected up now, because I've kept dying and losing my diamonds, so I have to go strip mine for more. I'm back up to 28 plus the diamond pickaxe. which is a decent number. And of course, I'm going to need a whole bunch of redstone if I'm going to have trails leading to each of the stops. But that's something that's going to be worried about later. So these, the reason I'm extending it out for that purpose, but the other thing that I want is I want the circuit to come down and around here and underneath the track and head up to sort of a display board that'll be here, and I will use some sticky pistons, which I have prepared. And I'm not sure if I want to have blocks of iron or just the moss stone being the moved block. I might use the moss stone as more of a frame and then have the block of iron be moved. But I'll have it pull a block out of the way, revealing a sign that will say the destination, so it'll all match up with what's here. So that way, before I even get onto the cart, I'll be able to see once again exactly which lever I pulled, and if I see two signs staring back at me, I know that there's two levers that have been pulled. So I'll need to come back here and turn one off. Otherwise, when I get to the destination, there'll be a button just to start up, so that way I can start from. I don't have to always start from Grand Central Station. I can start from anywhere on the track if I so wish. But otherwise, I would have to keep pressing the button at every stop if they were all selected as stops to continue to keep my minecart going along. But so that's all just some more wiring and getting it all to lead over there. It's not going to be fun because I've got to sort a whole bunch of things out with that, which is what I'm going to do right now, and then I will be back to show you how it looks.